Transition is always a difficult time for families of a child with special needs because the school district has probably been their main support since the child started early pre-kindergarten classes. So for the parents who have a kid who's reaching 21, they suddenly don't know the new system. The people that have been taking care of their child for so long are now going to be out of the picture. So a lot of times when I'm meeting with parents, there's a little bit of counseling involved and trying to help them get through that change in the mindset that their young person is now an adult and that there are going to be some differences.
What we can do, but what transition does is it gives those students the opportunity to learn how to be independent people in our community, so they can learn to have a job, to have friends, to participate in recreational activities, to go to the grocery store. And without those opportunities, some kids don't have the support at home to learn those skills.
And what Brett and this classroom do is sort of make it easy to start greeting your young person as an adult. And anyone who's ever had a kid that ever grew up knows that that piece is the hardest part. They turn 18 and you have to let them go. And if you can't help them go, they get angry and they leave. They invent ways to put you off. And that's no different for our kids with disabilities. I have a
Okay. Well, I was in a really bad accident 9 years ago, and everyone except I died, and two of my brothers, all of my sisters died with my parents, and I'm the only one left with my brothers, and I have an aunt, an uncle, and two cousins living with me, including my grandma. And
Emma's been in my program for 2.5 years now, and I must say that out of all the students I've ever had, she's probably the hardest worker I've ever met. She doesn't allow herself to be held back by anything. She always works as hard as she can.
yeah,
Is that true?
yeah.
And she has some goals, and those goals are that she would like to walk again. So she works very hard with her physical therapy. She continues to do her algebra. She practices her foreign language skills. Emma was a talented and gifted student before her accident,
Yeah.
and she continues to be so, though her situation's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
She still has that drive to be successful and to reach every goal that she has. She's a pretty amazing young woman, and she's a terrible driver. All right?
He's a good teacher, and I like it because he has us doing things in the classroom that most of us didn't really do, or I didn't do earlier that before this school.
Under special ed law, or IDEA, students are served till they, what we call, age out. And when you age out in special ed, you're 21. So a student may graduate from high school, but they may not be done with their schooling. Most of those, or students typically have a modified diploma that continue on into a transition program. And we provide the 18 to 21 area of services here. I've seen a lot of really wonderful things happen in the transition classroom, meaning we get students who are referred to us who've been very disconnected and alone in their community environment or in their school setting. And after we've had them for about a year or so, you see them talking and interacting and engaging, not with just the classroom community, but with other adults around them, which is what you want. You want them to feel like they're part of something. One specific case I can think of is a young lady that was tragically involved in an accident and changed her life at a younger age. And when I first met her, she was very depressed and sad, and that event in her life is what she talked about the most, and not about what her wishes and dreams could be for her future. And now if you talked with her, she wants to be a florist. She used to be a musician, and now she enjoys music independently on her computer device that helps her access things on the web. And she really was not on the internet and hadn't discovered what things that she loved in the past and what they look like today. So she's learned and grown into a very nice young adult woman soon, because she'll graduate this year. And so watching that happen is, you know, very nice feeling. She went to prom a couple of times through our program, in our community prom. And when I first met her, she would never have done that. She was very shy and introverted and didn't want to interact with anyone. And seeing her laugh and dance around in her wheelchair with students from another school district that came over here just to be at our prom with us, it's really nice watching her light up, and other students as well, when they realize that they're a part of the world and they have something to give. It's scary for parents, it's scary for the kids, it's scary for the teachers to know that they're going to launch their children or these young adults out into the community and they don't have that constant touch and safety line on them. So I think that, you know, that's part of our job is to build that independence in kids and the skills so that they can go out and be successful. It's hard because as educators we want to, you know, keep them tethered to us, but we're all about that gradual release of responsibility and getting them to be independent and self-sufficient without us tethered to them.
I think it's really scary for a parent, this transition time, because you don't know what to expect. All their years when they've been in school, they have their IEP, you go to their meetings, and you know exactly what's going on, or you should. But then this last year, it's like, okay, the unknown. You know, there's not a whole lot out there for our kids once they turn 21. And so you have to really be on top of things. And I was helping parents. I've had several call and ask, what do I do this last year, you know, to get that transition easier for our child? And I said, go visit. Go out there and visit every brokerage, every, you know, workplace that there is ahead of time so that you are prepared to know where would be the best fit for your child. But it is scary. But let me tell you, once that's all in place and they are starting in a new program, they mature. You see them age, and it's like they know they're out of school. They know they're into a different setting now. And I see a lot of them grow. I still run across quite a few. I still have kids calling, you know, Cece.
Mr. B in this program really helped her recognize who she is and allowed her to be herself. So, you know, yeah, and encouraged it, you know, not make the decision for her, but
include her in it.
Include her in it
and not make the decision for her, or
He's incredible. He's amazing. He's dedicated. He's very, very loyal. He's, you know, he's their voice. For those who cannot talk, he's the one that stands up and says, look, they deserve it. They're going to get it. Straight in.
So one thing I noticed at Mr. B is that first and foremost is, well, I talked to Joanne about this, and you know, this is what she thinks, what do you think, and so I think it's a great program.
Amazing program.
So I have had 2 children and now 3 that have gone into that classroom, and the difference in there is that parents aren't adversaries, parents are partners. And I think always parents look at the end of school as being the end of the good times, and that for parents, some maybe the end of the free times. And instead, we got to look, because of this classroom and how they made our young people with goals and abilities, we're looking at transition as being exciting and the next step to adulthood. And I've never really looked at that before. Every one of the kids, we've used services from MESD, and you guys are really good at it. I mean, all through, you guys are really good at it.
At the MESD, we serve 18 to 21-year-olds who enter into our program through school district referrals, and these students have fairly challenging cognitive and behavioral issues. We typically have them working in our community in some job training sites, and we also have some students training for jobs here at the MESD. We run a program called the Galley here, and our students do the food prep and provide food to staff here at the ESD, so staff that work at the ESD, maybe 30 to 50 people. We also engage and collaborate with other school districts. The wonderful thing about our transition program is we have staff who truly care about the students we serve. They've worked here a very long time. I'm talking about education assistants, and our teacher cares just as much. The staff advocates for students when they need something to be more successful in their community, and that could be anywhere from a safe living environment to health care to a potential job in the community.
Yeah.
At home, you do some exercising?
Yeah.
And what's your goal with your exercising, Emma?
To walk someday.
So you want to walk again?
Yeah.
And how are you working towards that goal?
I'm practicing walking in my walker every day. And I stand in my stander and do my math exercises.
So you work hard to reach your
Yeah.
goal?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a lot of goals?
Yeah.
What are some other goals that you have, Emma?
Being able to do everything by myself.
You want to be
Yeah.
independent. That maybe when you were having this little movie made, that I might ask you what your message is for people and what you would like to share with them. And you
Yeah.
kind of told us about your accident and that you lost some of your family,
Yeah.
but that you still have a message you want to share
Yeah.
with people. And what is that message?
Good. I keep staying happy.
Staying happy?
Yeah.
So you think even though you had to come through a lot of difficult times, it's important to be happy?
Yeah.
How do you
How do you stay happy?
You be pleased about everything and always remember that everything happens only once. So that is like a best thing. Everything happens only once.